What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is for the week of July 21st, 2019, and it has been quite a successful week with a few games. I haven't really played too many games or done too many things, but I have completed some things, and I'm pretty excited about that. I am running some other audio tests. I'm trying out a few different options, different microphones and things of that sort. So if you think that the audio quality sounds better or you have any feedback, do let me know down below in the comments, because I am going to be using this audio setup for streaming and stuff. By the way, if you haven't followed me on Twitch, there is a link down in the description below. Like I said, I do stream. I try to stream all my platinums and random games and stuff of that sort. So if you haven't followed me over there, I would appreciate if you could go over there and follow me. Anyway, what have I been up to this week? Well, not too much really, but I have completed a few things. So let's get into it. So starting off, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. So I think I was playing this last week, and I got through a decent amount of the game. I beat the DLC and everything. Let's pop into these trophies. I beat the DLC and everything, and I basically had to do some cleanup things, and the cleanup things ended up not being too bad, not as bad as I thought they would be, right? Compared to Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. If you guys know anything about that one DLC for Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, when you have to get gold ratings and do various other challenges, that can be quite a pain in the ass. This actually wasn't as bad as that. So the first few trophies are for just beating the game. They're pretty easy. And then there's a few trophies down on the bottom here that you're going to get in the base game. So this DLC is a little weird. So they have the DLC, and it's completely different from the main game. And that's where you play as a new character with new abilities. And that's basically what you do. But you can actually play this mission, or you can play this DLC as Talion as well. And it gives you the location of the DLC. You can travel there as Talion with all of your abilities and play through and do that. So all you have to do. So I like how I talk about audio here, and I just had a little malfunction with my it wasn't the microphone, it was actually my device that hooks into my computer. So that's pretty annoying. But anyway, what I was getting at was you can actually also play this DLC as Talion, and there's things that you have to do with Talion as well. So with Talion, you have to conquer the fortress like you do in the DLC with the other character, Barnor. But there's also some Shadow of the Past missions that you have to complete in the base game, which is when you go back and you play as, I don't even remember what his name is. But anyway, you go back in time and you play those few missions, and they're pretty simple. I did put out a gold rating guide, so if you want to go check any of those out, if you're having any issues, I did put them up on the channel. And there's a few other things that you have to do back in the actual DLC, not with Talion. One of them is you have to kill at least one enemy with each ammo type gliding. And I thought that this was a little bit of a misleading trophy. So I thought I was going to be able to make a guide for this, and you basically had to kill one enemy with each bomb while you were flying in one flight. It turns out you don't actually have to do that. It's literally just kill one enemy while you're flying with each bomb type, and you can do it in multiple flights, not just one continuous one. The two other things were collecting all the Numenorian artifacts, which I did put a guide up for that, and then also getting a gold rating in the Desolation of Mordor, which is just the challenge mode that you play through, and it's really not that bad. It's not as bad as I think people were making it out to be. The way you get a gold rating, so I do have a VOD over on Twitch if you want to watch it. It's my full playthrough of my gold rating, and basically what you have to do to get a gold rating is you have to play on the Nemesis difficulty. Now, if you play on the Nemesis difficulty and you can complete it somewhat fast, the DLC within an hour and a half, I would say, you'll get a gold rating. So that's basically all you have to do for a gold rating. It's pretty simple. So if you're having troubles with any of that, check that out and just play through on Nemesis difficulty in around an hour and a half or so, and you'll get a gold rating, no problem. Now, if you don't get the gold rating, you get augments, which help you get better gear. Bronze augment is pretty good. I ended up not even getting the silver augment, so I don't even know what it is, but the bronze augment basically gave you a higher equipment drop from captains and stuff. So that was pretty helpful. And there's a few augments that are really going to help you. The one augment that I found a little cheesy that really helped me was one where you gained might when your allies took damage. So I basically had unlimited might so I could do unlimited executions. Another very OP augment to get is the one where your followers get enraged when you get damaged. That's pretty OP as well. Because if you have three bodyguards and then a few other guys with you, they'll literally all get enraged and just start going kamikaze on people. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little more difficult and it would take me a few more tries. It only took me a total of like 3 tries to, and one of those was just playing through the game the first time. So it wasn't too bad, pretty simple, but yeah, that was that. Finished up Middle-earth Shadow of War. So now I'm done both Middle-earth Shadow of War and Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Is that the other one? Yeah, I'm done both of those. I do have Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition on PS4. Maybe I'll get around to that at some point. I'm not a big fan. I talk about this and I can rant about this another time. I'm not a huge fan of, I should probably update my profile. That would help. I'm not a huge fan of stacking games. That's really only unless I enjoy them, I will stack it. So that's what it comes down to. So I really enjoyed Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, so I would play it through again and get the 100% in Platinum. Platinum and 100%. Same thing with Shadow of War. If they did a Game of the Year edition, I would for sure play back through because they're great games. Now, I don't know about playing through on the PS3. That's some land that I probably wouldn't go near with that game, but I'd probably play through again on the PS4. Anyway, that's that. Up next, we have Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. I finally finished this. So the last thing that I needed to get done was to get 2,500 kills. And we were just taking forever to get it done. A few people got it done, and then we didn't play for a while. We only were able to get on and get, 200 kills a night sometimes just because the servers were being stupid. But got that done. There's a few more people that do need to get their kills, but with just 2 people, I think, getting kills, they'll be able to knock that out pretty fast, especially if we can find each other pretty quickly and nobody disconnects, because that's a big problem with this game is it can be fairly easy to find people, I've found, but it can be pretty difficult to have people stay connected. People will just randomly get disconnected, not from idling or anything, just literally just boop, gone. So that kind of sucks. I am in the process, if you're interested in the backgrounds of the YouTubes, I am in the process of writing a multiplayer trophy guide for this game, about halfway through it. I want to put that out sometime this weekend, just because I want to give people a month to get it done. It's something that you can literally do in 2 weeks if you put your mind to it, maybe even less. But I want to give people some time if they do want to do the game before the servers go down in September. I'm only giving people a week from the time I'm making the guide, but I literally just got the game done, so I've just got the insight. So look for that. It's going to be useless after a month, but it'll be cool to put out, and I think some people will enjoy it and hopefully find it useful. Then up next, we have Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. I believe I put this on the list last week. And basically what I was doing with Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation was I was playing the online while I was doing Uncharted, because there would be 10 minutes at a time where I wasn't doing anything. I was literally just sitting there. So I went and I was playing Assassin's Creed and grinding for the maximum level in the multiplayer, which took probably around 5 to 6 hours. Not too bad, but it's literally 5 to 6 hours of just tapping a screen and fighting. So it got pretty boring. Something interesting happened with my Vita. So I don't think I talked about this at all, but back when I went on vacation, right? I told you guys that I had played my Vita, and that was really the only thing I played because I didn't bring any other console. I was flying, so it's a pain in the ass to bring electronics in the first place. So I took my Vita, and I wanted to bring Assassin's Creed 3 and play it, but I completely forgot it. But later in my trip, I was literally on this trip for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and when the trip was wrapping up, I was having problems with my memory card with my Vita, where basically my Vita would just sit there. Like I would just put it down for the night. I would wake up the next morning and it would give me an error code that like the memory card had been ejected. If you do this, your data will be corrupt, blah, 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 blah. Vita's going to reset. So I would reset, put it down. 30 minutes to an hour later, pick it up to play something. Same message over and over and over again. I kept getting this message. So it got to the point where I literally got the platinums that I wanted. I went through and I was like, I have stuff downloaded on here. I have games downloaded on here, but they really don't have any game saves. You know, Uncharted, I've played like a chapter. Congratulations. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, I had got done the multiplayer, and there was a few other things, but they were pretty useless to me. So I was like, I'm just going to reformat the memory card and hopefully it'll fix the problem. Because I was reading stuff and I was talking to people and they were telling me for the most part, long story short, that my memory card was probably corrupt or there was issues with it and I probably would have to buy a new one. So my thought was, instead of buying a new one, why don't I try to reformat it, and hopefully just wiping it and reformatting it will fix it. So I did that, but when I was reformatting, it actually was like, you can't reformat. And I was like, what? And then when I went back onto my Vita, it had deleted a few apps, and then now it's working fine. So I don't know what the hell happened. I'm not having the issue anymore, but I do plan on getting the Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Platinum probably next week, and I'll tell you guys why upcoming here once I get through the rest of these games. There's only 2 more. But long story short, with Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, to summarize, I did get done the multiplayer, so I literally just have to play through the single player, and I'll get that platinum. Very happy about that. Okay, up next, we have another Assassin's Creed game. Who would have guessed? We have Assassin's Creed Odyssey. What a game. So this game has been, hold on, I'm going to mess with the setting real quick. This game has been steadily releasing content since it came out, really. So, I had the season pass, so I had been playing everything since it came out. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. And last week, they came out with the Fate of Atlantis Episode 3 DLC, so I hopped on there and I played through, and it was pretty easy. I had a lot of fun. There's only one more trophy missing to get the 100%, and that's Old Flames Burn Brighter, which is to complete one of these feats. And they said that this feat was supposed to release in August, so gonna keep an eye out for that. And I just want to get this 100% and just put it away. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been quite the journey. But if you want a quick rundown of what I think of each of these DLCs. Legacy of the First Blade was an interesting DLC. It was mediocre and the length was medium-ish. They were pretty easy to get through. I found Fate of Atlantis Episode 1 to be a drag. Fate of Atlantis Episode 2 was better, and Fate of Atlantis Episode 3 was a very quick DLC and more enjoyable than the rest. So it got better as it went along. But all in all, just waiting for that last feat to come out, and I will have Assassin's Creed Odyssey platinumed and 100% finally. They were talking about putting a tour mode out sometime in fall, so I'll be keeping an eye out for that. They'll probably put trophies into it because that's what they did for Origins, so that'll be another thing that I'll have to look out for. I was hoping that the creator story mode would have had some trophies, you know, play so many levels or publish a level or something, something just wacky like that, but it didn't. Maybe they'll put it in eventually, but I don't think they will. So that's Odyssey. Not going to be done talking about it. I'll probably talk about it at least one more time, possibly 2 more times, but it's getting there. It's a work in progress, and there's nothing I can do about it because I'm just waiting for the content to come out. And last but not least, we have the game that I've been playing the most this week, MotoGP 0910. So this is a game that a few months ago, I actually got that the hardest trophy in it. And, well, not really hardest, but it was like the most difficult trophy. And that was to this Champagne trophy, which is to win a race against a full grid of human riders. So I did that. I did that in this game and MotoGP 1011. And all I had to do was get the rest of the wins. So in 0910, you have to get 69 wins online. And you have to do a few other things like win a multiplayer race with your own motorcycle, host a multiplayer race, and that's really it. So I'm now playing through the single player, and I'm going to probably get this platinum within the next week or so, probably 2 weeks, because I'll talk about that. But I have to say, just from a quick rundown of playing the game, I feel like I'm saying rundown a lot. Just a quick preview, right? I have to say that the story mode in this game, the way it's structured, is probably one of the strongest story modes I've played for a racing game. And the reason I say that is you are able to create your own team. You're able to hire people on your team for marketing, engineers, whatever. And what they do is engineers help you upgrade your bike, marketing helps you make more money. You actually can select sponsorships, and the sponsorships have different things that you have to do, requirements in order to earn their money, qualify in a certain position, win in a certain position, or place a certain position in a race. There's a lot of customization. There's the ability to buy different types of bikes, not really buy, use different types of bikes, relearn and re-upgrade them. It's very, very detailed compared to racing games nowadays where they're just like, go race. It's kind of cool. Before you start every race, you have a payroll that you have to pay for your engineers and all the people that are part of your team. And then you obviously have to make the money from your sponsors to pay for your team. So it's really cool. You have to like balance it. But it's not crazy. Like you're not going to go into debt or something, or you're going to have to file for bankruptcy while you're playing the game. But I just thought it was a pretty cool story mode, and I've not really seen it in racing games. I've seen sponsorships in racing games. These are obviously like not real sponsorships. We're not talking like a Bridgestone or real sponsorships. These are completely made up fake sponsorships, but it's just cool that you have the ability to earn sponsorships. The only other game that I really think I've seen this in where you earn sponsorships and you can put them on your car to earn more money and stuff is like WRC series. I think I've only played WRC 3, but from what I remember, you could put your own sponsors on the cars, and I don't know if it made extra money or you could just literally place the sponsors. But the cool thing about this game is the sponsors actually, you'll earn more money, and they're like, it's not just like something where it's like, hey, here's a sponsor, place in the top 10 and you earn this much money. It has like a multiplier to it, and it has like there's so much intricacy to the actual sponsorship that it kind of blows my mind. It's a game from like 2009 and it's got all this detail, and we're in like what, 2019, and I've not seen a racing game with this kind of detail, so it's pretty cool. Kind of nerding out right now, but playing through that, I'm gonna try to get through this within the next few weeks, get the platinum, and then probably go on to 10, 11, get that done, get the platinum, and then I might do 13 after it and just get all the PS3 ones done. But we'll wait and see, because there are some other games that I do want to platinum, and these just came out of nowhere because I had done the multiplayer and I was like, I just want to get them done. So plus they're like sub 1% platinums. That's kind of another reason why I wanted to do them, was because of the numbers. But whatever, right? Whatever. So that's what I've been playing this week. Kind of nerded out a little bit. Nothing too crazy, just these few games. What do I plan on playing in the upcoming week? Like I said, MotoGP 0910 is probably going to be my big push of what I'm playing by myself. I am going to be AFKing for Uncharted 2 for the last few people. That's not really going to take it out of my playtime, but I am going to be using my PS3 for that. So it's going to take away from MotoGP 0910. The other big thing is I'm actually going on another vacation next week. Wow, look at you, Snickel. No, I rarely go on vacations and over the summer. I probably go on like one vacation a summer, but this summer it was 2, so that's pretty cool. My pocket's hurty from taking this vacation at work, obviously, but it'd be what it be. But when I go on this vacation, I would usually take my PS3. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time, just because I have Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. So I think I'm going to try to play through that and get that done, in a week, and kind of just go from there. So hopefully I'll have that platinum by the next trophy talk next week. But when I'm home, I'm going to be playing, or before I leave for vacation, when I get back, I'm going to be playing again, MotoGP 0910. And then the other big thing that I want to do is, again, I always go back to this list. The next game that I'm going to be working on this list, platinum, but not 100%, basically DLC that I have to do, is going to be Spin Tires. I'm going to get that done. That should be pretty simple. And then after that, I'm not really sure. I might hop into Horizon. I might hop into Resident Evil. Wow, there's not actually a lot left on this list now that I'm looking at it. I might hop on Destiny and see what's going on there. Who knows? A big thing, I guess, that I can talk about, because I'm not really sure. Uncharted 3. So I did Uncharted 2. My plan was to do Uncharted 3. I don't think I'm going to now. I hopped on and tried to play some shade mode one night. I was going to say shadow, some shade mode. But it was just taking too long. And, my thought was, well, if we can go for a medal a night, I'd be happy. And I don't think the problem is going to be the medals in the multiplayer. It was literally going to be the treasure grind that can take literally 2 days or 2 months. So I don't really know if I'm going to get that done. So I think I'm just going to throw that off to the side. Plus, I've read so many forum posts and talked to so many people about the game, and their outcome was I regret wasting that much time on that. So it's going to be whatever. It'll be an incomplete on my list that I'm not going to be able to ever get done. But like I said, I really don't care. It's whatever. I got Uncharted 2 done, so it's going to be what it's going to be. And like I said, Destiny 2 would be great to get done, but who knows when that's going to happen. Another game that I do want to talk about, I didn't talk about this last week because I completely forgot until this weekend to do it. But last week, this week, and next week, there are events going on in Plants vs. Zombies 2. I have been paying attention to when they've been doing these public events. I think that's what they're called. Hold on. So, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. In the DLC here, they have a trophy for meet the contribution requirement for 3 community challenges. They had a community challenge last week, they have a community challenge this week, and they have a community challenge next week. So, last week's community challenge was very easy. It was 150 kills with a frozen plant or zombie, and it didn't have to be in like PvP or whatever. You could literally just kill in the garden. So I did that. That was my second community challenge. The one this week is for getting like 200 assists or kills in multiplayer. Really don't feel like playing it, so I'm not going to do it. If they have something similar to that challenge next week, I might go for it just to get it done because I only need one more community challenge to get that trophy done. The other thing about this game, which I'm a little like not worried, but I kind of think like what is going on is the boss hunt. I don't know when that stuff pops up. I've been trying to pay attention, and like we'll go to their website. Calendar. So they have an event calendar right on their website, and these are the community challenges. So that was the one last week. This is the one this week. This is the one the week after. You can click on them, but you can't click on them. They don't really tell you anything. They just say community challenge. But then down here, you see like they have like Rux, which I don't even know who the fuck this is. They have hero showcases. And then they have mystery portals. And literally the mystery portal says like super mix mode every single time. So I don't know when the hell they do. I don't know when they do these boss hunts. I really don't know. So mystery portal within the town hall inside the back opens for a limited time, offering unique gameplays with opportunity to play Rainbow Stars. When mystery portal take you other wonders, Rainbow Stars. I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know down below because I'd like to get this DLC done at least because I know that the DLC for this game is the biggest like pain in the ass. I would like to get Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 and 2 done, but that's just something that takes time. And really you have to play it like early in the morning when no one's playing because you have to get like dead servers. It's like the best way to play it and boost it is to do that. If you want to get it done pretty reasonably, of course, you can just play regularly if you want to. There's plenty of people playing the game, but yeah, if anyone's like interested in that, those events are going on this week and next week. So if you want to get that stuff done, I would suggest it, if you haven't already, but yeah. Anyway, other than that, playing this week, I'm not really sure. I have been trying to refrain from starting new games multiplayer wise, but I have had some people asking me some stuff about playing certain games, and I'm not going to say that I don't want to do them. I do want to do the games that they're asking. I just am trying to fit it in, and I am kind of on this non-multiplayer every night diet now, and it's kind of nice. But every once in a while, I do want to hop on and play some games. Like a game that that I want to do soon is like Soul Calibur 5, and there's a few other games. I mean, there's a lot of games on the PS3 and PS4 that I want to do, but it's just like every here and there I want to do stuff, not really like every night let's start something new. That's not really the mentality I'm going for. I would like to work through some stuff. And then something else that I can talk about, it's kind of I'm not gonna make like an official video for it or anything like that. I'm not going to do anything special, right? I'm not gonna do like an announcement or something, but I guess I can I can talk about it now. I've been talking with a few people, and one of my friends, people that I talked to, he said it would be interesting if when you got to 200 platinums, you just try to get to 300 as fast as possible, because I have so many garbage games on the PS4 and even on the PS3 that I could just not really blow through, but I could play pretty fast and try to get done, and I could probably get 100 platinums within the span of like a month or two. So I've been thinking about doing that, and the other night we kind of sat down and made a list of games that I could possibly do to kind of get from 200 to 300. So I'm not gonna like force myself to get to 200 faster, but this is just a little challenge that I might do when I actually do reach 200. That I will just start to do a lot of the really easy games that I have on the PS4. Like I'm not gonna do any of them now, but like when I get to 200, I might do some of those, or I might actually do the challenge of just getting 100 platinums as fast as possible, and just see how interesting it's gonna be. And I'll live stream all this stuff on Twitch, and I'll keep making the platinum videos that I put up. Like I'm not gonna not do any of that. I'll do that for every game that I get a platinum for, but. It's just a little challenge that I might do. And, at the rate that I've been getting platinums and stuff, this might not happen for 6 months to a year to 2 years. Who knows? There are a lot of games that I won of platinum, obviously. There's a lot of games that I've done the multiplayer for that I literally just have to play through to get the platinum. So I might start getting some more platinums here and there, because over the past year or so, I have earned a lot of platinums. I've actually earned a lot of trophies in the past year or two when I've been on this multiplayer only grind. But if I can actually finish up some of these games that I've done the multiplayer for, most of them are very easy. The multiplayer is the hardest part. Then I can get a lot of pretty decent platinums. So I might start doing that. I do have like a list of games that I want to follow over on Twitch that I haven't been following, but I want to follow. But there are a few games that pop up every here and there, or I just think in my mind, like, that would be great to get done. Like MotoGP 910 and 1011 are two games where, like, I wasn't planning on doing them anytime soon. But when I was just looking down my list, I saw them, and I was like, there's something where I need to finish the multiplayer, because I literally got the one trophy and that was it. I didn't finish the 69 races in the one and the 20 races in the other, so I still had to do the multiplayer. And I was like, when I'm finishing the multiplayer, I might as well just play through the rest of the game and get it done. So that's kind of my mentality with those two games. But I might just start doing that with all my other games now, or go back to games where I've done the multiplayer for, and just get those platinums. So I talked about this last week, where I have such an issue with trying to pick games, and I've been trying to get into the mindset of more or less sticking to a game until I get the platinum. Because back when I started trophy hunting, hold on. Back when I started trophy hunting, I only had a few selection of games, so that's what I did. I played it until I got the platinum. Well, really, when I got my PlayStation 3, I didn't buy my PlayStation 3 with the intent of trophy hunting, but when I got interested into trophies, or I got introduced into them, that was my mindset. I just played it till I got the platinum, and that was that, because I didn't have a bunch of games. I just played what I had. So, but when I started getting more games and buying more games and having, more of a library to pick from, that's when it started to get a little more annoying. And there was also a point where, when I was, first starting to really collect games and expand the library, that I would buy a game and I would literally play it one time and then I would put it away. I've kind of stopped that. The what I do that's similar to that is I'll do the multiplayer and then put it away, but at least I'm completing part of the game before I put it away. So I am trying to more or less stick to games and get them done before moving on to something else. That's going to be a big goal of mine over the next, however long. I want to kind of stick to that. But at the same time, there are games that I think about that I do want to get done, multiplayer wise. Nothing crazy. Like, I'm not saying like I want to do Bad Company 1 or, crazy stuff like that. But there are a few games that, I look at and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to get that done. And when it comes down to it on the PS3, I guess you can say it sounds sad, but whatever, it be what it be. But I do, for a majority of games, actually for like all of my games, I can actually just play by myself to get the multiplayer done. I don't really have to rely on somebody else to get on, or to do this or to do that. And the other good thing about boosting by yourself and playing games by yourself online is it takes half the time. So that's always good. You know, we don't have to earn the trophy for two people. We can just earn it for myself and I'm out. So that's pretty good as well, playing games by yourself. But the downside to that and the part that sucks is you have to obviously own at least two copies of the game, multiple copies of the game, depending on what you're doing. So that part sucks. But it makes saving time a little bit easier and a little bit better. So I'm all for saving time if I have to spend $5 extra. Now, obviously, if it's a game where I have to spend 20, 30, 40 bucks for it, that's probably going to be a no for me. But yeah, a few games that I'm thinking about that I want to do the online for that are like notoriously known for being kind of bullshit and long. One of them is Far Cry 2, which I'm putting off more and more every day. But I do want to get on Far Cry 2, and I want to get at least the 3-player stuff done in the game. I have a few people that have offered to help, so I do want to get that done. That's a big goal of mine, because that game will come down to doing the 3-player stuff, and then I can do everything else by myself since I own 2 copies of the game. Another game that I really want to get done that's like a big grind online is Grid Autosport. That would be nice to get done. I've heard that's another game that you can play by yourself and get it all done by yourself, but that's a pretty expensive game, so I'll have to talk to a few people. Maybe some nights we can AFK for each other, and other nights other people will AFK for other people. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's another game that's a pretty big online grind, I think, and it would be nice to get it done. And then obviously there's like other games, but it's just like, I don't know. Like the F1 games, I'd love to do those on all the online for those, but I know that those take a little bit of time. And that's a series where it falls under the it would be easier to do by myself, but these games are expensive. So I don't know if I want to buy 2 copies of every single F1 game. That definitely might be a no for me. And then I think the other big game that I want to do, obviously Bad Company 1 is always a game that, I want to do or possibly do. It's not something where I'm like jonesing for it and I want to get it done. It's the only thing I want. No, it would be nice to have done, but I don't know if I want to put the time in for that. And then there's a few other games that are like that. Like, I think 007 Bloodstone or one of the James Bond games is like that, where it's just like stupid online. Like absolutely stupid, like even worse than Bad Company 1 with the amount of shit you have to do. Another game that I do want to do, which is, I think it has a difficult online or a lengthy online, but I'd like to just get it done, is Max Payne 3. That would be nice to get done. What I want to do is just look through my games, which I have them in a spreadsheet, but I don't think I've updated in a while. I literally want to look through my games and just be like, what has online and what do I want to get done? And then kind of just work like that. Because what I've done before is I've kind of just done games that people have asked for, right? Or that people were like, let's do this. I've kind of just I'm just going with the flow when it comes down to it. But I would like to look through and just get stuff done and kind of pick what I want to do, just because I have certain games that I want to do. And it's hard when you look at all of them and you're like, I want to do this, this, this. So I think it would be useful to kind of just look through all my games and just decide what I want to do and then kind of go from there. I know that I said a while back that I want to focus on finishing up games, and the only way I want to do multiplayer is if I'm doing the game, but there's just something about the PS3. So the PS3, don't get me wrong, I love the PS3. But there's just something eerie to me about PS3 servers that I just feel like at any point in time they can just shut down any game without any warning, and that's that. And I'm worried about that for some games, but I'm not worried enough to like drop everything and do it right away. So that's why I kind of want to look through, see what has multiplayer, and kind of go from there and decide what I want to do. Right. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I keep using Bad Company 1, but like sit and be like, Bad Company 1, got to do that. No, that would be something where it's like, maybe I'll do it. Who knows? Probably not. But I would probably explore it a little bit on an alternate account, see what it's about, see if I can self boost it. Because I think I have 2 copies of the game. So but I know most of that stuff is going to be more useful to do with it with a whole team, not just one other person, because it's not like Battlefield Hardline where you can literally self boost it by yourself with spawn beacons and stuff. That stuff didn't exist back in Bad Company 1, so it's a little more annoying. It takes a little bit more time. But yeah, there's just games where like I for sure want to do them, but it's just picking what games I want to do, asking the people to do them, obviously if they have them or not, because there's games that I want to do where it's like most of the times the people that I ask don't even have them, so I have to wait for them to get them. And then by the time they get them, or by the time a week goes by, we both forget, and that's that. So, I'm looking at like two games right now, like Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 and 3. Like those are games that like I've talked about like years ago to do with people, and it's been like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, and um, we're still sitting here not doing it. And I'm not blaming anyone. No, don't take it as not blaming anyone. I'm just saying like that's just usually what happens is like we're like, let's do this, and then like a week passes or a month or a year, and then it doesn't get brought back up, and it's just whatever. It's just partially my fault because I don't actually enforce anything, and I don't actually like follow up. I just mention it one time, and then that's that. That's something that I do that the group of people that I play with do pretty frequently. We'll be in a chat or something talking to each other, and then we'll be like, when are we doing this? Oh, when are we doing that? When are we doing this? And now it's like a big meme because when people come into the stream, that's what they ask is, when are we going to play this? When are you going to play that? And it's like, stop. Okay. I want to do it. Stop. You're flustering me. I want to do it, but obviously I have other stuff that I want to do right now. So, but yeah, it's just, again, biggest problem. I talked about it last week. It's just deciding what to play. And that comes down to single player and multiplayer, because when I look at the multiplayer, I want to do all this stuff, but where do I start? Single player, I have all this multiplayer stuff done. Where do I start? So it's kind of the same ballpark. And then that's when I get into looking at like, do I want to focus on series? Obviously I want to focus on series, but is that what I want to focus on right now? Do I want to focus on series? Do I want to do a game in the series and then move on to something else, or finish the whole series, or how do I want to do it? And I got some suggestions last week saying just do whatever's on your list. Get that done to get the completion percentage up. That's kind of what I'm going to try to do now. Partially why I started doing MotoGP 09, 10, and why I want to do 10, 11. I'm looking at my completion percentage now. It was over 57% like a few weeks ago, but then I played Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation and it tanked it. But now we're back over 57%. So I don't think I've seen 57% completion in a long ass time. So my goal by the end of the year is to get above 60. I think it's completely doable. Maybe even higher, but like a minimum would be like, okay, 60. I want to get 60. So, and like I said, it's just going to like, as I'm playing games and I'm playing through games, like it's going to it's going to naturally go up. So I shouldn't really be worried about anything. So I don't think I have really anything else to talk about, or really anything else to ramble about. I could ramble about stuff, forever, but, I don't really have any topics to ramble about. So I think I'm going to end it here. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to leave down in the comments below, leave them down there. I will gladly respond. I'll like it or whatever. But I do read all the comments, so I do appreciate those. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. You'll find links to my Twitter. You'll find links to my Twitch. You'll find links to all the platinum trophies that I've earned since I started doing YouTube. So if you want to go check any of those out, any of those links, again, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this, and I hope to see you all around sometime soon.